Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, Xtub Production, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favorite LEGO Star Wars figures that I own. So we have 10 figures, and they are going to go from the order 10 to 1. So without further ado, let's look at number 10. Number 10 is this Imperial Stormtrooper that has yellow markings, which signifies he's a motor trooper. And he is pretty sick. He came in one Lego Star Wars set, which was the Lego Star Wars Armored Marauder, and he is amazing. He has yellow markings, of course, as well as his yellow little band, and he just has a normal random head, and he has the newer version of the helmet, of course. He has a pretty cool backpack, and I just think he is a pretty cool figure. I have two of these in my collection, and I love them. Next up is number 9. Number 9 is Gar Saxon. He is a bit of a controversy figure coming out in one Lego Star Wars set, and he was in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. A lot of people were happy to get this figure, but a lot of people also had some problems with this figure. Personally, I think this figure is perfect. I just wish the female version of him came out as well. Here is his head, and it's pretty cool. So, Gar Saxon came out in one Lego Star Wars set, currently unavailable, but he is amazing. Next up is number 8. Next up is the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper. This figure came out in a bunch of sets, last coming out in, I believe, 2020. So he is a pretty cool figure, and definitely one you will like to have if you like the Clone Wars or the Episode 3 of Star Wars. He was in Episode 3, and just a really all-around cool minifigure. Here's his head, the old angry face, and he's pretty cool. Definitely a figure I would recommend getting. He has, like I said, just an enormous amount of detail when just going around. His body and his front of his legs just look amazing. I also really like his custom helmet mold. Next up, we have number 7. Sorry, this is number 6, but next up is this P2 Clone Trooper. He came out this year in the, I guess you can say, Ultimate Battle Pack for LEGO. A lot of people love this minifigure. The only thing people have against this minifigure is the helmet holes. They find it looks a bit awkward. Personally, I find it doesn't really make much of a difference. You can barely tell. He also has the newer helmet or face mold, and I think it just works extremely well. I love how he has his newer version of the helmet. I do have the older versions of him coming out in the Microfighter Clone Turbo Tank, but I think this is just an upgrade. I would definitely recommend picking up a few of these sets for your clone army, and I think he's just all around amazing. With that said, let's get into number 5. Number 5 is this Hoth Scout Trooper. This Stormtrooper came out in one Lego Star Wars Battle Pack, which was the Hoth Battle Pack, and I just think this figure is amazing. This figure is basically the same as a normal Scout Trooper, just has gray arms, and they have gray on this little bit right here. This figure has a female head mold, and I just think all in all this figure is amazing. I love the helmet mold for this figure as well. Basically the same mold as the Kashyyyk Trooper, very little difference, but I just think this figure is amazing. I love the backpack printed on the back. The only thing I would have changed with this figure is gave them black hands. I don't think that's the biggest of deal, but I just think this figure is amazing. With that said, though, we have figure number 4. Figure number 4. This figure is an Imperial Transport Trooper from the Han Solo movie. For the very short amount of time this figure had, I just fell in love with it. It came in one set again as well, and I just absolutely love this figure. I think it also looks sort of like the version of Stormtroopers in the Bad Batch. Once they're the first version of their armor switching over, I think it looks pretty similar. Don't know if it's just me, but I think they look pretty similar. I love the helmet mold on this figure, and I just love this figure all in all. This figure again has a normal Stormtrooper mad face, and I just think this figure is really cool. I love the little breather piece on his chest, as well as the black going down his legs. I think this figure is amazing and would definitely recommend getting one if you can. This figure is a figure not a lot of people like, but I think it's perfect. With that said, though, we have 3 figures left, and it just keeps on getting better and better, so let's get to number 3. My third favorite figure is Hunter from the Bad Batch. This figure came out in 2 sets, consisting of Cad Bane's Starfighter, as well as the Bad Batch shuttle. I think this figure is absolutely amazing, and I just love how this figure turned out. He does not show up best on camera, but let me tell you, in person, he is absolutely amazing. Especially his helmet mold, I just love it. I think it's amazing, as well as his angry face just looks absolutely amazing. I love the headband he has, as well as his legs and back printing. Sadly, this figure does not have arm printing, but I think that don't take away too much from the figure. With that said, though, we have 2 figures left, and let's get into number 2. My second favorite figure is Thrawn. This figure is just absolutely amazing. This figure does look pretty bland to a lot of people, but I think it's just amazing how he turned out. I do wish, of course, he had arm printing, but I do not think that takes away too much from the figure. He has blue hands and a head, and he has this dark blue hair, as well as his double-sided face, which is mad. I just think he looks amazing. I do hope LEGO makes another Thrawn in the future, which he might be being made later this summer. This figure is absolutely amazing and would definitely recommend you picking up this figure if a new one does not get made. If a new one does get made, definitely pick him up. With that said, we have figure number 1, so let's get into it. Figure number 1 is the ARC Trooper. This figure is just absolutely amazing, with printing all around except for on his arms, which I think does not matter at all. I love this figure as well as his helmet mold. I think it's just amazing. I do wish he never had this hard little cape piece on his legs, but I do not think that matters too much. I love his chest piece as well as his helmet, of course, and he does have the old-fashioned clone head. I think LEGO should definitely consider remaking this figure, even if it's just a complete remake or a complete reselling. I think this figure is absolutely amazing and want to see more of him. So with that all said, this is my top 10 favorite LEGO Star Wars Clone Troopers figures that I own. I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I just want to give you my honorable mention, which is Pre Vizsla. This figure as well is just absolutely amazing, with his custom cape piece and his darker backpack to his chest piece and helmet. He has the normal Mandalorian head, which is fine, and I just think he is absolutely amazing. Make sure you guys all comment down your favorite LEGO Star Wars minifigure that you own. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye, everyone.